Welcome to the news bulletin here on Zodiak. You're with me, Chancellor Mozabanda. Top stories. Presidential Task Force expresses fear that new variant of COVID-19 could be spreading in the country. Parliamentary committee to interrogate suspended Malawi officials on leakage of 2020 MSc examinations. Make chairperson admits a lot needs to be done to restore public trust after nullification of 2019 presidential poll. And across the borders, President of Ghana insists he won election fairly despite petition alleging irregularities. Now the news in detail. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 has expressed fear that the high rate at which the coronavirus is spreading could be an indication that the new coronavirus variant is in the country. However, Task Force co-chairperson Dr. John Puka told journalists in Lilongwe that as of now, no positive results of the variant have been recorded. Meanwhile, the task force says it may take 2 or 3 years for the country to access COVID-19 vaccines, calling on people to focus on adherence to preventive measures for now. John Puka reports.
Over 800 cases of coronavirus have been recorded in the country in the past 2 weeks. These figures have scared the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, which now suspects that the new strain of coronavirus may have arrived in the country. Speaking during a media briefing in Lilongwe, the task force co-chairperson, Dr. John Puka, said currently the virus is spreading fast and is attacking all age groups compared to the previous time when older people were the most affected. He said this is a sign of the new strain. Dr. Puka, however, was quick to say no case of the new COVID-19 strain has been recorded in the country, adding they are waiting for results sent to other sophisticated laboratories that can detect the virus. On the issue of the COVID-19 vaccine, according to Dr. Puka, Malawi has a long way to go, saying it may take 2 or 3 years to have access to the vaccine. He said the only reliable way now for the country is to adhere to the said preventive measures. Also available at the briefing was Minister of Health, Kwagwanji, who is also co-chairperson of the task force. She said the borders will remain closed for all non-Malawians. The minister also reiterated that Malawians returning home will be required to produce a COVID-19 negative certificate, adding those who are positive will not be allowed in. All Malawians returning from other countries will be kept in the institutional quarantine until their results are known, according to the minister. She also disclosed that the Musicians Union of Malawi, who obtained an injunction against government to effect the COVID-19 restrictions, have now withdrawn the injunction.
The Parliamentary Committee on Education will on Wednesday interrogate 7 suspended Malawi officials, including former board's executive director Gerard Chiunda, who are suspected to have played a role in the leakage of the 2020 cancelled MSc examinations. Chairperson for the committee, Brenax Kaise, said they want to hear the side of the suspected officials on this matter. On Monday, Malawi acting executive director Dorothy Nampota told the Parliamentary Committee that the exams leaked due to security lapses at the examinations body. Steve Zimba reports.
A meeting between Parliamentary Committee on Education and Malawi Acting Executive Director Professor Dorothy Nampota and Board Chairperson for the Examining Body Professor Alfred Mtenje reviewed how 2020 MSc examinations leaked. Professor Mtenje said the biggest problem was the security lapse. The board has since enforced security by engaging Malawi Defense Force soldiers who are working with the Malawi Police Service.
We have officers in the Malawi Police, in the National Intelligence Service, and even the Anti-Corruption Bureau who have been working with us to help us track any elements of malpractice. And these will continue to perform their work and do this, and they will continue to give us information. If there's any in the future, if there's any suspicion of any malpractice, they will, following the legal processes, inform us accordingly. But as of now, like I said, no exams have leaked, and we will continue to be vigilant, to be checking and working with the security forces to make sure that we prevent any form of leakage.
But Parliamentary Committee on Education, though, still wants suspended 7 employees of the board to appear before Parliament tomorrow, Wednesday. Chairperson of the committee is Brenix Kaisi.
These suspended officers, it is very important as a committee. We are meeting a number of stakeholders to find out what actually happened and who did it and why it happened. Those people are the people who have got the raw information. That's why we need them to appear before this committee.
Fresh MSCE examinations are being re-administered and at least 154,146 students are participating across the country. For Zodiac, this is Steve Zimbabwe reporting.
Meanwhile, readministration of the 2020 MSc examinations has commenced across the country under tight security and strict observance of COVID-19 preventive measures. A spot check in some of the examination centers by our reporters Tuesday observed the presence of security personnel to avoid a repeat of last year's scenario where some papers were leaked before their due dates. On Monday, the Malawi National Examination Board disclosed that it has hired services of 4 agencies, including Malawi Defence Force and Malawi Police Service, to provide security in the re-administration process of the exams. From Zuzu, here is Angela Nkandawire.
Re-administration of the 2020 Malawi School Certificate of Education MSCE examinations has begun this morning, where students are sitting for agriculture practicals paper. Students are sitting for the exams 8 months after the initial examinations were called off following massive leakage of some examination papers last year. ZBS spot checks in some examination centers in some parts of the country has revealed tight security, where for the first time Malawi Defence Force soldiers have joined in to enhance security and guarding of examination papers. In some schools in Zuzu, for instance, invigilators were strict in ensuring that all candidates entering into examination room were putting on masks and sanitizing their hands upon entry, creating an environment that is safe from possible transmission of coronavirus. Practical examinations usually involve students using similar appliances and specimens in an examination room. Deputy Headmaster for Katoto Secondary School in Zuzu, Mike Nyemba, told Zodiac that so far no any anomaly has been identified in the few hours of administering the examination. Over 154,000 candidates are sitting for the examinations. For Zodiac, this is Angela Mkandawiri.
And in some centers, like in Neno district, some invigilators expressed concern over the amount of money they are being given in allowances for transport. Our reporter Steve Kalungwe says invigilators feel the 1,200 kwacha they are being given per day is too little to cover transport costs, considering the long distance they have to travel to assigned centers.
Examinations have started here in Neno district, and they are starting with the agriculture practical paper. What I have observed is that the school that I've already visited, that is the Chiwale Secondary School and the Neno Girls Secondary School, COVID-19 preventive measures are being followed and the security is tight. But there were some teachers, these commuter invigilators, who were complaining that the amount of transport they are being given is not enough. They say transport money, which they are being given, is not enough. It is 1,500, but they are covering a distance of 2,500, and from to and from it's 5,000. So they are saying this might jeopardize the evacuation process. It's true that we are getting 1,500 Malawi kwacha as transport from Neno Mission to Neno Boma, as we are sent to invigilate in different schools. So our worry is that this 1,500 kwacha is not enough, because we have to go. We are commuting from here to Chikonde, which is Neno Boma. So to and fro, we do pay 3,000 Malawi kwacha, but Maneb is only giving us 1,500 kwacha.
And in Blantyre, a visit by our reporter Hapen Jalamano to Mibawa Community Secondary School witnessed candidates waiting to sit for a practical examination paper an hour after scheduled time. But it was all well at HHI Secondary School, where head teacher Jesse Manga said all the registered candidates sat for the exams on the first day.
The exams have started very well because all the students are available, in spite of the fact that they have been at home. But all of them are available and are writing the exams. And all the materials for the practicals are available, and we have started the exact time, 10 o'clock a.m. All students are writing exams while wearing masks, including even the supervisors and the invigilators. Every time when students are going to start exams, we do check on them, either checking for cheating as well as for COVID measures. So we will not relax because the disease is very dangerous.
The Public Affairs Committee PAC says it's not amused with progress of some corruption cases because of political interference, suggesting that such cases be discontinued because they are only draining public resources. The Kwasi Religious Body, in its assessment of the year 2020, cites the Bakili Muluzi 1.7 billion kwacha case as one which must be discontinued by the Chakwera-led administration because the future for its conclusion is not certain. PAC spokesperson Bishop Guilford Matonga told us it is high time President Lazarus Chakwera and his administration became aggressive enough on readjusting the boards to accomplish promises for a transformed Malawi. We have this report.
The Public Affairs Committee PAC has joined some quarters of the society in accusing the Chakwera administration of slow pace in effecting measures aimed at clearing the rubble, saying it is high time the president demonstrated some aggressiveness for the country to move forward. PAC publicist Bishop Dr. Guilford Matonga told us last night that their assessment of the year 2020 notes that Malawians are expecting results and not just explanations, as is the case now.
Malawians are tired of being told of what is being done, and yet there is very little, if at all, anything is being done on the ground. So people talk about reforms, but people are not seeing reforms. Even when they talk about we are doing reforms, but we're not seeing the reforms being done. And that is a disappointment to us as Public Affairs Committee. Malawians want action. It's high time we saw a little bit of aggressiveness in the presidency. They should begin to fire people now in order for reforms to take place.
In as far as the fight against corruption is concerned, PAC has suggested to government that it discontinues the 1.7 billion kwacha Bakili Muluzi case, describing it a waste of taxpayers' money.
If we are to fight corruption like that in this country, then we will not win the battle against corruption. And we have asked that such a case like that of Dr. Muluzi be discontinued because it's a waste of public resources, taking somebody to court. We cannot provide evidence, and it seems more of a political case than it is of a corruption case.
Overall, the quasi-religious body has called upon Malawians not to relent in holding government accountable, despite being new, saying it is important for the country's progress. On a number of occasions, government has asked Malawians to remain patient with the new administration, saying speed is not of the essence right now. This is Linda Masinga reporting.
Female local leaders and chief spouses in the area of Senior Chief Kaumba in Kasungu have partnered with police in the district to fight gender-based violence in the area, including arranged marriages and defilement cases. Patron of the group, Irene Kaumba, wife to Senior Chief Kaumba, says they are concerned with increasing cases of gender-based violence, hence the intervention. Among others, the group want to raise awareness and call for more action against the vice at the community level. From Kasungu, Nonkubwe reports.
These are chief spouses and female local leaders from the area of Senior Chief Kaumba in Kasungu. They're meeting here to bang heads how to fight gender-based violence in their locality at the time such cases are on the increase. Irene Kaumba, wife to Senior Chief Kaumba, says many child abuse cases are not being reported from the ground due to lack of awareness and a culture of secrecy. She says they're coming together as chief spouses and female local leaders is to break a culture of silence to bring change.
I advise all men in our area, stop raping. It's a sin.
Kasungu Police is championing the initiative through the Community Policing Office as a way of engaging communities to take part in the fight against women and child abuses in the area with support from UNICEF. Inspector Malifa Kapindira, Kasungu Police Station Community Policing Coordinator, says chief spouses and female local leaders are influential in as far as reporting gender-based violence is concerned.
The issue is members of the general public should be aware that GBV or child marriage is an offense which is to be reported. So we encourage each and every person in the community to report all GBV cases on child protection issues.
The Chiefs, Spouses and Female Local Leaders initiative is being implemented in the areas of Senior Chief Kaumba and Lukwa. For Zodiac, this is Noah Nkubwi, Kasungu.
You're watching the news on Zodiac. We have got more shortly.
Kupeza zinthu zabwino sikulira kukhala ndi chuma koma kuzindikira chisisi. Pamene Yohane anatangwanika kufuna kumukomedwetsa tango, Yakobe anapeza chisisi cha tango kudzera pa lisiti la katundu amene anagula tango. Tango amagwiritsa ntchito zonse zopangidwa ndi Purity Sanitary Products, monga Purity wosambira mthupi, Purity wosambira m'manja, Purity wodzola mthupi, komanso Purity wotsukira mbale ndi mapoto. Patangotha sabata imodzi Yakobe akugwiritsa ntchito zopangidwa ndi Purity Sanitary Products, Yakobe adatenga mtima wa tango chifukwa chooneka bwino. Wonekani bwino pogwiritsa ntchito Purity Sanitary Products.
Mantove Girls Academy in Chibokasarima. Mantove Girls Academy, a high-achieving girls' school with 100% pass rate. Only 25 per class fixed with whiteboards and projectors. Mantove Girls Academy Chibokasarima has high-qualified teachers with untiring zeal to support your child. Extra support for slow learners. Well-established computer lab, science lab and library. Mantove Girls Academy in Chibokasarima, a genuine reflection of students' performance guaranteed to bring confidence in your daughter. Mantove Girls Academy in Chibokasarima, engineering success for your daughter. Mantove Girls Academy, the best place for your daughter. Call now.
Welcome back. In this edition of the news, you're with me, Chancellor Zabanda. Another look at the headlines. Presidential Task Force expresses fear that new variant of COVID-19 could be spreading in the country. Parliamentary committee to interrogate suspended Manebo officials on leakage of 2020 MSc examinations. MEC chairperson admits a lot needs to be done to restore public trust after nullification of 2019 presidential poll. And across the borders, President of Ghana insists he won election fairly despite petition alleging irregularities. Now moving on with the news, Malawi Electoral Commission MEC chairperson Dr. Chifundo Kashali has admitted that the commission has a lot of work to do to regain public trust after the nullified 2019 presidential election. He said this Tuesday in Salim on the sidelines of a two-day MEC strategic plan review workshop, which seeks to incorporate some changes in the electoral system as ordered by the courts. Meanwhile, political analyst Dr. Augustine Magolo-Ondo says there is still need to review some electoral laws for the body to be up to date and trusted. We have this report.
The MEC brass, which includes managers and commissioners, are in Salima to consolidate recommendations made by the courts after the 2019 presidential election case. This, according to the electoral body's chairperson, Justice Dr. Chifundo Kashali, gives them an opportunity to work on the grey areas in the electoral system so as to regain public trust in future elections.
For example, the courts have emphasized the role that the commissioners should have in implementing their activities instead of delegating those activities to the chief elections officer and his team. So we have to devise operational strategies that will actually help us as a MEC to be faithful to that court direction. The emphasis on creating records that are credible, also using forms that are compliant with the statutes, all those issues that the court proceedings are brought to the fore.
Meanwhile, country representative for International Foundation for Electoral Systems, IFES, Rudolf Ebling, says Malawi is on the right path in as far as conducting credible, free and fair elections is concerned. However, political and governance analyst Dr. Augustine Magolo-Ondo is of the view that a quick review of Malawi's electoral laws will be very key in ensuring that future elections are free and fair, learning from the previous election.
The context of managing elections in Malawi going forward has fundamentally changed. The legal framework has changed fundamentally. The political landscape has changed. We are now talking about politics of more alliances and coalitions. But also the level of civic awareness among the electorate has improved tremendously, so that running elections now is not going to be the usual business.
The meeting has been organized with support from IFVS. Reporting for Zodiak from Chilima, I am Joseph Mazizi.
Vicar General of Blantyre Archdiocese of the Catholic Church, Monsignor Boniface Tamani, says inequality in awarding public contracts is depriving Malawians of their economic right for survival. He says it is important that tax money be spent for greater good for the locals and foreigners in wealth creation. Monsignor Tamani was speaking in Blantyre during a New Year prayers organized by Muli Brothers Limited Holdings. Happen Jaramano filed this report.
Monsignor Boniface Tamani says it is sad that foreigners are benefiting more at the expense of locals in awarding of contracts. The Vicar General of Blantyre Archdiocese says most Malawians are jobless because of inequalities in sharing opportunities in the country. He said this in Blantyre on Monday during New Year prayers that Muli Brothers Limited Holdings organized.
How do you distribute the wealth of the country? You know, it's taxpayers' money, right? And all of us are paying taxes, and so government gets a lot of money from everybody in the country. And therefore it is important that if government is involved in, for example, giving contracts to people, whatever, distribute those contracts. Don't just concentrate them in one place. Because when you distribute them, what you are doing is that you are distributing wealth in a country. So if you give something to this one, to that one, to that one, it means the people who get that will be able to employ so many others down there.
MBL Holdings Managing Director Leston Muli says they will capitalize on the challenges facing businesses in the country as opportunities this year.
A lot of companies have closed, but we haven't closed. Neither have we retrenched anyone because of the pandemic. But rather, we are getting it an opportunity in terms of business, so that at least we should make money by selling masks, selling sanitizers, selling protective clothing, and all those sorts of things. Every time a challenge, we take it as a positive thing. The same way, even this year, they refused us to do the fertilizer, so that we should not participate, even after winning. But to us, it's not a challenge, that one, but we take it as a positive thing to the business.
After the prayers, the company donated 50-kilogram bags of maize, each to hundreds of people as part of this year's event.
Let's now move on to sports. Football experts have advised Football Association of Malawi FAM President Walter Nyamilandu to come in the open and clear his name on speculations that he is among the list of individuals expected to contest in the DPP presidential race. George Masina and George Chusiwa say football standards will go down due to sponsorship challenges if Nyamilandu delays to publicly declare his allegiance to either football or politics. We have this report by Sam Banda.
Nyamilandu has emerged as one of the front runners for the presidency for the opposition Democratic Progressive Party DPP, alongside former Reserve Bank of Malawi Governor Dr. Dalitso Kabambe, who officially joined the party last week. Zodiak understands that Nyamilandu's name has been thrown for consideration by some members of the party ahead of the national convention in the next few months. But the FAM president, a professional marketer, has chosen to remain quiet on the speculation, and football experts George Masina and George Chusiwa says he should come out in the open to clear his name.
For the sake of Walter Nyamilandu, I wish he could have just come out clearly, make a statement on whether he wants to go political or not. FAM is highly sponsored by government. Now, government of the day is government of Trust Alliance, and that might jeopardize the programs of some, and it might be in collision with the ruling government as it is. So it will put football in disrepute to the disadvantage the minus to our football.
Nowhere in the world it is allowed that the activities of the Football Association should be associated with political party activities. FAM financially supported the program on NBC TV. The same wasn't in line with the independence of the Football Association. Mr. Nyamilandu is in a very tricky situation. We should ensure that issues between politics and the leading party.
Some quarters within the football fraternity questioned Nyamilandu's neutrality as FAM president when he was pictured wearing a DPP beret last year. Nyamilandu, who also played for the Flames, has been at the helm of FAM since 2004 and is currently a member of the FIFA Executive Council.
In news from elsewhere, President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, has insisted that he won the just concluded elections fairly. This is despite a petition alleging irregularities filed at the Supreme Court against the results by the opposition. In his final State of the Nation address ahead of his inauguration for a second term, President Akufo-Addo said it was good for the nation that the opposition had resorted to legal means to address their concerns. He also urged Parliament to unite and accommodate each other's views. Ghana's next Parliament, which will be sworn in on Thursday, has no clear majority, with both the opposition and the ruling party having 137 MPs each, with one independent MP. That's about what we had time for in this edition of the news, but before we go, another look at the headlines. Presidential Task Force expresses fear that new variant of COVID-19 could be spreading in the country. Parliamentary committee to interrogate suspended MANEB officials on leakage of 2020 MSc examinations. MEC chairperson admits a lot needs to be done to restore public trust after nullification of 2019 presidential poll. Across the borders, President of Ghana insists he won election fairly despite petition alleging irregularities. Log on to our website zodiacmalawi.com for more news, and remember to watch your distance, wear your mask and wash your hands with soap frequently to help contain the spread of COVID-19. My name is Chancellor Mozobanda. On behalf of the team, it's bye for now.